Michael Elder again. Michael, how are you feeling about the weighing at all? 1 pound over, he's got 2 hours to lose it.
Oh yeah, actually we expected that, but I'm sure he's going to lose the weight. It's just 1 pound, so he has 2 hours to lose the weight, so I'm sure he's going to make it.
Will everyone be waiting for the 2 hours till he comes back, or you think people will be going home?
No. He'll be here in an hour, I think so. That's what the team said, so he's going to be back in an hour.
Okay, Michael, well, good luck. Let's hope he makes the weight.
Thank you.
It's been controversial, it's been fantastic. All the boxers made the weight at the end, and that's all that counts. All the aficionados here and all the media, they're all pretty keen. Tomorrow's a big title fight. We won't be filming at the title fight, but I'm sure you've enjoyed the 4-part series here in the Philippines. One of the great referees in the world is Bruce McTavish. I think he's the best referee in the world. He refereed Jeff Fennick's first world title fight in Sydney way back in the mid-80s. None other than the great Bruce McTavish. Bruce, AJ Burnell was knocked out tonight. What can we expect from Burnell now?
Too early for retirement. He's only 19. But they need to look into Peter's training schedule. Obviously, he left it in the gym. That's what we say if a guy is overtrained. And he fought a very average fighter with a lot of heart, a lot of guts, and got beat up bad the first 4 or 5 rounds. And then Bernal ran out of steam, got dropped, and didn't have the fortitude to get up. Took the count on his knee.
Okay, Bruce, you've really been all around the world with boxing and refereed over 100 world title fights, which is a massive achievement. What are some of the highlights in your career as a referee?
Just meeting some of the nicest people in the world, including yourself, of course, but all jokes aside, the fighters themselves. A lot of people think, it's a brutal sport and the fighters are bums. No, most of the fighters are real gentlemen. They're humble people. They become aggressive when the bell rings, but outside of the ring, they're very, very nice people. And it's been a pleasure meeting so many of the great people all around the world.
Fantastic, Bruce. So you're based here in the Philippines at Angeles City with Rick Stanhilly as well. You've got a nice little crew there. What are some of the big names in Filipino boxing that we can expect to be future stars on a world scene?
Well, we just saw one of them tonight. Bernal, on paper, he is the greatest prospect we had, and that got shot to pieces tonight. And then behind him we have Boom Boom Batista making a comeback. We have Maniatis, who's a current world champion. We have Malcolm Tunikau has made a comeback. And then we have Noniti Deneri, who knocked out Victor Chinian. He's got a great future ahead of him as well.
What about BP Conception?
Conception's, he's doesn't have the class of Bernal, but he has the power. And it's just a matter of whether he can take a punch and show that he's got the fortitude. He has the potential, yes.
Okay, Bruce, let's go over the world market here. Who's the best fighter you've ever refereed?
Probably in history, Pernell Whitaker probably will go down as one of the best. Luis Cedar Espinosa, who we saw tonight. There's so many. I've been very fortunate, and I've refereed so many of the greats. In fact, I just did Verapol a couple of weeks ago, who was world champion for 4 or 5 years in the bantamweight for the WBC, who's now finished and retired.
What about in Australia? We've had a lot of great world champions in Australia. You've been part of New Zealand and you've come across Australia. Who are some of the good fighters in Australia?
Lester Alice. A name that a lot of people wouldn't know probably is Pat Leglise, an Aborigine boy. In fact, I helped train him for a while. He came to the Philippines and stayed at my house for about a month. And he fought Cisco Ferreira, who's a Philippine champ, an OPBF champ, in a 12-round non-title fight, which was unique. And he's behind in points in the 10th and won by a knockout in the 12th. What
about Jeff Fennick, Kostya, Anthony the Man Mundine? Have you seen much of Mundine?
Mundine, I don't like to comment on because I don't like his attitude. But as far as a fighter, Rick Staley, who you mentioned a while ago, thinks he's one of the best in the world. I don't think so. I think he's A-, very fit, a natural athlete. But I think when the pressure comes on against a guy with a lot of class, I think he'll get beat.
You were asked this question on Foxtel. Jeff Fenech versus Barry Michael, and you're in Barry Michael's town at the time. Now you're in the Philippines, which is neutral ground. Who would win that fight? Your prediction?
Well, who's going to listen to this interview, Barry or Jeff?
Well, Jeff's got a lot of relatives in Melbourne, so he'll get the feedback, and Barry will definitely be watching it too.
I think it'll probably be a draw.
Have you ever thought about going into politics, Bruce?
After that statement, I think I should. Actually, they're both very good friends of mine, and facetiously, one time in Melbourne, I said that when Barry asked me the question, that I told him he'd beat Jeff, and then Jeff was on the phone in about 20 minutes, and I told him if I was asked the same thing in Sydney, I'd say he'd win, so it's just part of showbiz.
Okay, Bruce, talking about showbiz, mate, they don't come better than you, and thanks for being on the boxing show. As I'm going to repeat again, the best referee in the world, Bruce McTavish. Not only that he's a great referee. Bruce takes a lot of the young referees and officials under his wing. He spoke to the referee tonight that was doing the world title fight. He really cares about the officials. He's a massive, massive help to the boxing industry and a credit to the sport. Bruce, thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Wrapping up the KO Boxing Show. It's been a fantastic experience. I'd like to thank a lot of people, Ayala Jim and everyone involved. It's been awesome working on the project, and next week we'll be back in the studio in Melbourne, so it'll be a bit of a change. Till next week, keep punching.